Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Now this is actually going to be my last video of the year. I'm going to take the next week or so off from doing these videos, and I'll be back at the beginning of next year because I have things I need to do, and obviously want to spend Christmas with my family. So that's what I shall be doing. So I thought today we'd take a look at a band that I'm actually a very big fan of. The band Blind Guardian. Now, I really enjoy Blind Guardian. I think their music is phenomenal. I've been a fan of theirs for a very, very long time. Now, I'm assuming most people will know who Blind Guardian are, but as usual, I'm going to do a little bit of research and talk about who the band are for people who might not actually know who the band are. And Blind Guardian is a German power metal band formed in 1984, so they've been going a very long time. They formed when I was 4 years old in Krefeld, West Germany. You see, now I was born in East Germany, so there we go. They are often credited as one of the seminal and most influential bands in power metal and speed metal subgenres. Blind Guardian is a part of the German heavy metal scene that emerged in the mid-80s. The band was formed in 1984 as Lucifer's Heritage by Hansi Kirsch, who is the vocalist, and he was also at the time the bass player. It was also formed with Andre Olbricht, along with another guitarist called Markus Dirk and drummer Thomas Stauch. Dirk and Stauch both left the following year and were replaced by Christoph Thuysen and Hans-Peter Frey, respectively, who then also left at the end of the year. In 1987, the band changed their name from Lucifer's Heritage to Blind Guardian, and then released their first album, Battalions of Fear, in 1988. In 1996, Hansi stopped playing bass to concentrate on the vocals, and in 2005, Stauch, the drummer, left the band, disapproving of the way that the band was taking a more complex and progressive approach to their music. The lyrics of the band are mostly inspired by fiction writings of authors such as J.R. Tolkien, Michael Moorcock, Stephen King, and Robert Jordan, as well as taking on themes from legends, epics, and folklore and stuff like that. Over the years, a theme has developed which personifies the band members as travelling storytellers, leading fans to refer to the band affectionately as bards, as the bards, or bards in general. So they are a very popular band, and they've got quite a strong following. And as I said, I really enjoy Blind Guardian. I've got all of their material up to current day. I've got, I listen to it quite frequently. I really enjoy it. I think Hansi has got an absolutely fantastic voice. And power metal's not normally one of those sort of genres that I delve too deeply into, but this is a band that I really enjoy. Now, the track we're going to be looking at today is their cover of Slade's Merry Christmas, Everybody, which they released 2, 3, maybe 4 days ago. And I thought, since this is going to be my last video of the year, it would just be an appropriate thing. Obviously, I'm not going to delve too deeply into lyrics because, there's no need to. So, I thought it would just be a fun video to close out the year. So, let's jump into it and have a look. So, Merry Christmas, Everybody, by Blind Guardian.
Are you hanging up a stocking on your wall?
And there we go. Just a little bit of Christmas fun and silliness to end the year with. And, it's a great version of the song, although I will say, I did kind of expect the moment where Noddy Holder normally screams, "It's Christmas." I expected that to be possibly a bit more powerful coming from Hansi, considering how good and how powerful his voice can be. I was expecting a bit more of a powerful "It's Christmas" scream from him, but still, it's a great piece of music. It's a little bit of fun. Obviously, they were having a bit of a laugh with it, having a bit of a giggle. Silly costumes, long hair, which, as far as I can recall, they haven't had in a very, very long time. They put a little bit of their own spin on it, that signature Blind Guardian tone in the guitars, throwing in a little bit of a guitar solo in the middle there. It was a good bit of fun, a great version. I can't say it's as good as the original, but still, a great version of the song. And, Hansi still, he has a fantastic voice, and, it kind of works with that song. So, a great and silly version of a great and incredibly popular Christmas song. And, after the terrible, terrible year that we've had to go through this year, who couldn't do with a little bit of fun, a little bit of silliness? But anyway, like I said, this is going to be my last video of the year, so if anybody does make a suggestion, it's obviously going to be put on hold until the beginning of next year. I will be starting back at the beginning of January. I'm going to, take a little bit of a break from doing this. But, if anybody wants to make a suggestion, then please do so by all means. Drop a comment in the comment section below, message me on my Facebook or my Instagram, or even message me through my Patreon, where you could help to support this channel as well, which of course would be a great help to me, since all of my videos do get demonetized because I'm using other people's material. So I don't make anything from this channel. So if you'd like to help support the channel, it'd be of great help to me. It would help the channel greatly. There's an option in there where you can get your suggestion jumped to the front of the queue, should you so desire. There is a limit on how often you can, on how frequently you can do that. And that's just to be fair to people who suggest tracks through regular means like Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube comments. But the option is there should you so desire it. If you do make a suggestion through those regular means, the Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube comments, do know it could take me a while to get around to your suggestions, since I do get suggested so many new tracks every single day that I can't keep up. I can't record the videos fast enough, but I do write them all down, so it will get done eventually. It just might take a while, and obviously I'm taking a week or so off until the beginning of next year, so there will be a delay in any new videos at that point. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, specifically those aimed towards people of the alternative culture. And it's something I believe in very, very strongly, something I believe needs a lot more attention than it gets. And it's something that I've never understood. People getting violently attacked just because of their taste in music, just because of the way that they dress. I've never understood it. Every day, people all over the world who listen to alternative music are violently attacked over something so stupid and so petty and something so pathetic. It's unbelievable that this sort of thing happens, but it does. It goes on all the time, and it gets ignored. It gets brushed to the side and treated as a non-issue, and that's something that needs to change. Because every day all over the world we hear about these other hate crimes like sexism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, religious hatred, etc. We hear these every single day in every platform of media, from like the internet to the news, newspapers. We hear it everywhere. From the most violent and heinous of these crimes, where someone is murdered because of the colour of their skin, because of their religious affiliation or because of their sexual orientation, down to the most pathetic and petty of these crimes, where some entitled white woman is calling the police because a family of colour are having a picnic in a public area. You know, this sort of thing we hear about every single day, every facet of it. But we don't hear about these people that are getting brutalised because of their taste in music. The last time we heard anything about it was 13 years ago, when Sophie Lancaster and her boyfriend Rob Maltby were violently attacked, brutally beaten, so severely that they both ended up in comas. And, you know, Rob Maltby, he thankfully survived. He was in a coma for around about a week, maybe a little bit longer. But he thankfully survived. Sophie Lancaster, on the other hand, she was in a coma for 13 days before she succumbed to her injuries, and she died. This young woman, she was 20 years old, was beaten to death because of her taste in music, because of the clothes that she wore. And, you know, when this happened, it was all over the news. For several weeks, several months, it was all over the news. And inevitably, as all things do, it sort of faded away. But we've not heard anything similar since, and that's because no one's died. But in the 13 years since that has occurred, there have been several hundred, if not several thousand, similar attacks on people from the alternative community, and not a thing has been said about it, because no one's died. And that's not acceptable. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to lose their life before this subject gets spoken about. We shouldn't have to wait for someone to die before this subject gets the attention that it deserves. That is something that that really needs to change. And it boggles my mind that there are people out there who just sort of think that this isn't an issue. But it really is. I mean, how would you like it if someone you loved, someone you cared about, was beaten to death, was brutalized, and was murdered just because they liked something different to everybody else? It makes no sense. It's something I've never understood. I mean, we don't attack people. You don't brutalize someone because they like different TV shows or different movies to you. You don't brutalize and violently beat someone because they like different flavour crisps or different flavour ice cream to you. You don't beat someone half to death because they like different magazines or books to you. So why would you do the same to someone because they like different music to you? It makes no sense. But it's a very real problem, and it's getting ignored. And this is what the Sophie Lancaster is all about. They want to bring more attention to the fact that this thing is happening, that there are people that are getting violently attacked, brutally beaten, and, people are getting hospitalized with broken limbs and sometimes even more life-threatening injuries over the fact that they like different music. Just take a moment to let that sink in, how stupid that sounds. Murdering someone because they like different music. It makes no sense. And if we continue to ignore the fact that this is happening, there's only a matter of time before what happened to Sophie Lancaster happens again. And that is something we cannot allow to happen. Something never should have happened in the first place, but we most certainly cannot let it happen ever again. But by ignoring this, it's only a matter of time before it does. By ignoring this, we're essentially letting the people perpetrating these crimes think that they can get away with it. That, no one's going to care that they're doing this. So something really needs to be done. Something really needs to change. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can go over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their main goal is, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. And if you can help them out in any small way, whether it's something as simple as a small donation through their website, or something as simple as one of these Sophie wristbands, or maybe even that one, should you so desire. They've got a whole bunch of other stuff. But if you can help them out in any small way, the smallest amount can make the biggest difference. And the sooner we bring more attention to this, the sooner we get more people talking about this, the sooner we can help to stamp out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Have a great holiday season, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.